Hi everyone, it's Richard from lazyprofits.co.uk and I'm here today to continue our lessons on how to fill in our bank transactions template. So in video 2 we saw how to copy and paste all of our details from our bank transaction download into our month 1 tab, and here we are. This is what the result looked like. So now we want to analyze this out so that we can again give our accountant a really detailed analysis of what we've received and what we've paid in the month, and over a series of the year we can then pass that to our accountant with the aim of cutting our expenses. So without further ado, I'm just going to go through some of the tabs on this worksheet. We're going to complete our bank transactions for month 1, and hope you all enjoy. So here we go. I'm going to take the front cover tab, and this is just a sort of overview of our company that we're completing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write over the company name with the name of the company we're completing here. And I think previously we had the company name of Made Up Limited. Okay, you can write over that wherever you want, and then every sheet will reference our company. And then obviously when you open a company, you get a company number, so just type in your company number there, and that's really all we need to do, because we have got an accounting period running from January to December. But some of you may have an accounting period from, say, March to April. Okay, and we can just fill that out. Let's do that again using formulas. So April there, I've changed the second digit to a 4, and it immediately knows that I'm going to go April to April. But as I say, we're doing January to December. So we can fill that out, which is fine. And then year 2016, and our year summarized is 16 to 16. If that was going across years, then that might be 16/17. So that's the first tab done. Nothing to do on the second tab. It just gives you some instructions on how to complete this file, and also a little action box here that you might want to complete as you're doing it. Maybe put a Y if you've completed that bit, just to help you make sure you've got all the steps. But hopefully if you've watched this video along with the other 2 I've done, you'll be well on your way to completing this file. Frequently asked questions, just some of the questions that we've been asked by people who have used this template. So feel free to have a look through that. And then static, we'll come back to this in a minute, and I'll show you what that tab is for. Summary, again, I'll come back to this in a minute once we've completed everything and show you how that's working. An example is just an example tab to help you see how to fill this out, because obviously everything was blank when you picked it up. And here we are then on month 1. So you can see by changing that front cover information, it's changed the details in this section up here. And now what we need to do is we need to analyze all of these items as to what they relate to. So XXX, so let's start off with this first one. XXX Limited Invoice 001 is our reference, and I can see again, really key, negative numbers we've worked out now. We did it on the last video, a cash in. So cash we're receiving from something like a sale or bank interest we're receiving. Okay, so I know because this is negative, it's cash in, we've made a sale. So I'm actually going to put this reference. I can see they're paying invoice 001. This person's been incredibly helpful to us to give us their invoice number they're paying, so I'm going to fill that in there. That will help in later videos. And then I'm going to reference this as a sale. So I'm going to put this in sale 1, and you can do it by a formula or typing it in. I think formula is possibly a slightly easier way of doing it. So I'm going to pop that in there. Okay, now don't ever change the top rows here because it will only change in this worksheet or this tab. You want to change these back on this static tab. So here you've got the opportunity to change the short name for any grouping. Now generally I would suggest that you leave these ones here where you can see that I've purposely put in really key categories to a set of accounts up until number 10, and then if I've left some free, I've left a further 8 free, so you can use these for something that I haven't analysed out previously. Okay, and then down here this is for the expenses, we'll be using these in a moment, and then down here for the sales. So we've just used sale 1, so I'm just going to put that as sales invoices. Okay, that seems to make sense. And then back again on month 1, we'll see that's changed this title here to sales invoices, and you can see we've earned £2,500 from that sale, from that cash receipt on invoice 001. Okay, let's carry on. So the next line, salary. Okay, so I go across to the salary column Q on our template, and again I've done it with a formula equals to that one. Okay, so we've analysed that one. Next one, credit card 713. Now I'll type this one in. You can do either or. I prefer the formula, but if you did want to use typing in credit card 713, okay, key cuts limited, really small amount, and you know, for such small amounts I would usually put them into miscellaneous sundry, actually I've called it, which is a more familiar name. So again, sundry here, okay, and there we go. Now we may want to start recording, you know, where we're putting companies that we're using quite often, so that we know next month if we have an expenditure for key cuts limited, we know we put it into sundry expense. So the way to record that is if we copy this name here, Control C for the shortcut, and we go into static, and you can see here, actually I'll just make that slightly larger. I've given a little description for what each of these categories are, but you can see sundry here, small business expenses that are not worth categorizing in a separate expense column. And then we can paste into here. So we know now that key cuts limited is something that we've put into sundry before. Okay, just something that, you know, might help you as you try and keep consistency through the months. So back to month 1 then. So we've done key cuts limited, ATM. That's going to be a cash withdrawal. They usually come up referencing ATM. So again, I'm going to put in cash. And just while I'm doing this, just one other thing, you know, a really important is you can see here I've made a reference that any number in these 4 columns here should be negative, and that's because they're referencing cash into the business, and any number from this column N onwards to column AE should be positive because they're referencing cash out or expenses. Okay, so just something to keep in mind there. Okay, so we're on to the next one, loan interest paid. Loan interest paid. Let's just see if we can find that one. Yeah, there's a category for loan interest paid. So again, we'll reference out that one. Royal Mail, £2.50. Again, really small. Now you've got 2 choices with this probably. Okay, that's good. We haven't got a postage column, so we could either put it in sundry if we think it's a one-off, or if we think we get lots of expenses like that, we could put it we could create a new expense category for it. And that's what I'll do here, just to show you how that works. So again, these all link back to the static tab. So again, we go back into the static tab, expense 1, we'll call it postage. Okay. You can put a little comment in here, postage costs for the business if you wanted to. And again, we can reference Royal Mail as our vendor. Okay. So back into month 1, postage equals, okay, £2.50. There we go. That's that one done. Vodafone, so that's telephone. We got a telephone column. Okay, no, we haven't. So again, expense 2 now. And try and keep these expenses really as broad as possible, because you don't want to be opening too many of them up. So telephone costs for mobile and landline, okay, and we're going to put Vodafone in there. So again, we just sort of, the key to this really is all we want to do is summarize these expenses. Okay, so Vodafone, there we go. Next one is a fixed asset. So again, if you're already starting to see what's coming up next, you can almost go to the cell straight away. Didn't have a look on that one. Spice Restaurant. We entertained, we took someone to a curry, always worth doing. So again, we're just going to pop that one in. I've got an entertaining column, yes I have. So that was going to go into entertaining. Okay, so the next one, I can see it's a negative number. Okay, which means it's cash in. It's got to go to one of these 4 columns. And actually someone settled invoice 2. So again, we can put invoice 00. Oh, sorry, just let me correct that. 002. And again, we're going to use that same column as before. Minus 100. Brilliant. Dividends next. So I paid myself some dividends. Again, got a column for that, which is fantastic. And then the next one is bank interest earned. So again, hopefully bank interest received, we call that. So yeah. And then the last one is rent paid. So £200 rent paid. Have we got a rent column? No, we haven't, don't think. No. Just having a scan across the top there. No, so I'm going to open up expense 3 as rent. And actually I'm going to take already that description into the summary tab, the static tab. Rent from us limited, rent paid. Okay, oh, I'm actually going to call it a very generic rent. Rent from us limited. Okay, and then back into month 1, we're going to put that rent into that column. Rent paid. Yeah. Brilliant. And there you go. That's we've analysed our month 1 expenses. That's all I wanted to do for this video. I'll come back later and show you how to check that all those entries are correct and give you a little bit more feel about what this spreadsheet enables you to do and what you can learn from your business by completing it every month. But I hope you enjoyed that. Again, it was Richard from lazyprofits.co.uk, and we hope to see you for our next video shortly. If you could subscribe to our channel, that would be great. Thanks again, have a great day, and speak to you soon. Thanks very much. Bye.